It would be very unlucky for you if you read my diary. August 13th. Current mood, whiny. I wanted to go to the mall today, but I remembered I had a press conference. Well, my eye coffin remembered for me. I would have just as soon forgotten it. I really don't like press conferences very much. I can't really have a bad day when the cameras are on me because I know it will be all over the internet gossip sites before the presser is even over. Of course, that happens when I'm having a good day, too. Okay, gotta stop writing and get out my lucky press conference shoes. Since I've been wearing them, I haven't made any gossip-worthy mistakes. I wonder how many more times I can wear them before the luck runs out. Gotta go. The luck of the shoes held out. In fact, they held out so well, and in such a big way, I might have to retire them. We lost power to the press conference. No lights, no camera, no action. It was eerie, epic. Back to my wine. So, most of my frustration with the gossip sites, yes, I am moving on from the press conferences, is that I'm just a ghoul who likes to perform and sing. That sometimes I'm cranky when I don't get enough sleep. Okay, all the time when I don't get enough sleep. That sometimes I get crushes on boys, that I dress the way I do, not because I want to draw a crowd, but because I like the styles I wear. Of course, I can't ever say any of this publicly, or the monster press will call me spoiled, shallow, aloof, or difficult. I remember when this used to be fun. Yes, I know. Millions of ghouls would love to trade places with me. And when I'm on stage, I do forget everything except the fans and the music. And I'm sure that tomorrow I'll feel completely different. Or not. What is wrong with me? Blah. I need a nap. September 13th. Current mood. Excited. Lucky me. Just got my finalized concert schedule, and it looks like I'll be closing out the year by doing shows in London, Scaris, Berlin, Warsaw, and Barcelona. My manager thinks they'll all be sold out shows. Hopefully I'll get to do some fright seeing too. I've always wanted to see the Eiffel Tower lit up at night and take a tour through the terror of London. I won't get my hopes up though, because my schedule is usually packed tight. Oh well, at least I'm getting the chance to go out and meet some new creepy cool fans. October 13th. Current mood, cautious. I started thinking last night about how many shows I've done since I started performing, but it's pretty unlucky to count certain things, so I stopped. It's a lot though. I was in my first talent show when I was only 7. I don't remember all the details as well as my parents do, but I have no trouble remembering the crowd at the little theater jumping to their feet and cheering when I was done. Even then, it all made my fur stand on end. Still does. I definitely remember when I was 12, and the limo scream pulled up into our driveway to take us to the finals of the national show where I got runner-up. Well, it's all been a blur since then. Lately, though, I've been wishing I could have a normal unlife, whatever that means. I was living in the shadows, a creature of the night, afraid that if you knew me, you'd be paralyzed with fright. But the moment that you saw me, you smiled and didn't run. Took my hand and gently pulled me from the shadows to the sun. And I've only wished forever to find a friend like you. Someone to look within the monster and see a heart that's true. Now places that I used to haunt are so very far away. And I'm never going back to them, 'cause you showed me it's okay to live life in the open, where everyone can see. 'Cause the thing that I was hiding is the thing that makes me me, and I've only wished forever to find a friend like you. Someone to look within the monster and see a heart that's true. To see a heart that's true. To see a heart that's true. December 13th. Current mood, frustrated. I've completely lost my voice. The doctor said that I have vocal exhaustion and we've had to cancel the concert in Barcelona. I could actually feel my voice going in Warsaw during the second encore, and I should have chosen something a little easier on my throat. But because the energy from the crowd was so clawsome, and because they were chanting MCR, 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 I sang it. I feel terrible about Barcelona, but nothing that reading the news couldn't make worse. There was a report from an unnamed source saying I canceled the concert because my concert promoter wouldn't paint my dressing room in my lucky color. I have a lot of superstitions, but none of them involve the color of my dressing room. To make matters worse, I'm not supposed to talk at all, so my vocal cords can rest up. Right. I wouldn't mind giving the whole music business a rest. When did it stop being fun and turn into work? January 13th. Current mood, nostalgic. For the first time in the past 6 months, I got to sleep in my own bed last night. It was really nice, and I felt like the luckiest ghoul in the world to be surrounded by all those little things I used to take for granted, but that make home special. Things like the squeaky door to my bedroom that I would never let my dad fix because it was my intruder alert, or the soft yellow quilt my grandmother made for my 7th birthday. The one I cried about when she gave it to me because I thought that yellow was my unlucky color. But now the quilt is one of my favorite things in the whole world. Or how the 13th slat on the blind that covers my street-facing window is bent just enough so that the light from one of the street lamps comes through at just the right angle for me to lie in bed and make shadow puppets on the wall. I think most of all, I just like that it's quiet, because on the road it never is. March 13th. Current mood, excited. Last night I gave a small surprise concert. Well, not surprise, I guess, since we'd been leaving clues to where it would be online. Anyway, a group of ghouls from Monster High came backstage after the concert. And I know they thought they were hanging out with me, but I think it was the other way around. I can't explain it, but I really felt a kinship there. One of them was a clawsome surfer ghoul named Laguna Blue. She told me that she wished I could come and play a concert at Monster High, and I told her if I had any extra lying around, I wouldn't mind having that wish come true. We exchanged emails, and as I watched the ghouls leave, part of me wanted to leave with them. It's hard to have friends in this business, at least ones you can count on. April 13th. Current mood, relaxed. I've been reading this new book, all about the mysterious disappearance of the last queen of the vampires. Her name was Elizabeth, and on the day of her coronation 400 years ago, she simply walked away and hasn't been seen or heard from since. I guess the story is interesting to me because from the outside it's hard for any monster to imagine walking away from the fame and glory of being a queen. I can't say that I'm in the same position by a long way, but sometimes in life is a lot different when you're on the outside looking in. I remember talking to a fellow Team Scream star, Veronica Von Vamp, about this when we were doing a music video together. She said that sometimes monsters envy another monster's unlife because they imagine it's perfect, even though unlife never is. So, when the monster that's living that perfect unlife chooses to leave it behind to do something else, no explanation is ever satisfactory. So don't waste a lot of effort trying, she said. It just takes time away from doing what you want to do. May 13th. Current mood. Expectant. I have been talking to my mom and dad about giving up being a touring performer for a while, and today I made my decision. I still want to sing because I love it. I also want to be in one place long enough to have friends and do things that a normal ghoul gets to do. My parents told me they would support me, but I needed to finish out the final concert dates on my schedule because I had already committed to them. I agreed, and so I will. I know this isn't going to make much sense to any monster but me, and I know my next press conference is going to suck the luck out of every charm I have, but it's what I want to do. I will be enrolling this fall as a student at Monster High, and I've talked to Headless Headmistress Bloodgood about doing a final concert there. I'm going to need some extra luck to make it happen, though. Wonder if some monster has an extra wish they're not using.